So a number of the areas that you focus your own philanthropy on are, I think, worth talking about for a moment, why you're interested in them. One of them, for example, is immigration. What makes you so interested in immigration reform, and why are you spending so much of your time on that issue?
I'll back up for a second. The organization that I founded and was running in the beginning is called College Track. And I started College Track in East Palo Alto, right next to Palo Alto, California, because I had visited a high school class. I had been invited to speak to seniors who were first-generation college-bound seniors. And the entire class was from East Palo Alto. And despite the fact that they were intending to go to college, I found very quickly that none of them had taken the SATs. Very few had ever been on a college campus. We were in the fall of their senior year, and they hadn't received any guidance. So rather than have a one-time visit, I promised to the class at the end of the hour that I would come back every Friday afternoon and I would be their college counselor. And that realization, that experience changed my life. So I started then with freshmen in high school. And by their senior year, I discovered that many of them didn't have a social security number. And these were students who were fully American, they were raised as American, but they were brought here as toddlers and very young, and they didn't know that they were undocumented. This was in the early 2000s, before people were talking about the DREAM Act and before people were talking about undocumented students. So I immediately started learning about immigration law and immigration standing so that I could serve the students and their families properly. And we started advocating for the passage of the DREAM Act, because what I learned was that this was not an isolated rare case. And so we built out at Emerson Collective a bit of a much deeper understanding of the issue, but a bit of a muscle around how do we actually work with municipal, state, and federal government to try to clarify this, to try to bring some common sense solutions to this, because every single one of us is either a direct or a descendant of an immigrant, and the whole nature of the American dream is to come here for economic and social mobility and to activate our own potential. And so for us to be blocking that for people right now in our lifetime seems like something we need to all devote our time and attention to.